This podcast is brought to you by our Anime Addicts community. If you want to support the podcast and help us keep running like we have been, you can go to our Patreon page, support the show. You're going to get the hentai episodes, the hobby addicts, and all of the extra content. So you're going to be getting lots of naughtiness. You're going to get the video game talk and so much more. And a warm feeling when you know that you're doing a good thing helping out the podcast on our website, AAAPodcast.com, or Patreon. And now it's time to start the podcast.
In a world full of misinformation, AI deepfakes, and make-believe BS,
we thought you'd appreciate an update straight from the source.
sure, times are tough, but there's hope.
Shonen Showdown is still standing, and our mission remains the same.
To rot your brain with the power of friendship.
The anime landscape is changing by the day, but we'll keep adapting.
And we appreciate your loyalty.
So keep listening and keep the faith.
Good things come to those who wait.
Only Shonen Showdown.
On the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast.
Get ready! You're about to listen to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at AAAPodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Welcome back yet again to podcast 817 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. I'm your host, Mitsugi, and we're here to make your anime addiction worse. I'm being joined by some beautiful men. I was told we might be touching peepees today. Just
I was
transpired.
also told that.
Yes, indeed. It's Andrew. How are you?
Hi. When is that happening? Because I was promised PP touching, and yes, this isn't a hentai episode, folks.
Not yet.
You don't have to check your ears.
And here to arrest us for bad behavior, it's Detective Otaku. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I was actually told there would be punch and pie in addition to pee-pee touching.
Oh, shit.
So there better be some fun times ahead.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to have some fun times on this podcast episode. You can watch us live on YouTube or on Twitch Sundays at 10 a.m. So if you want to support us, subscribe to the podcast, give us a like, say a comment on how dumb we are, what our bad takes are, and that'll probably help the algorithm. So pump that up for us. You can head over to the Discord. They're watching Gleipnir and on the Anime Club on the Discord on February 18th. They do Anime Club every other Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to check it out, if you want to become a member of this Anime Club, you can go to AAADiscord.com. It's our own special little link. It'll take you straight to the Discord invite. It's free. It's easy. People on there are pretty friendly, and they'll love to have you. I also want to let you guys know that the Anime Oscars voting is up. So you can vote for the Anime Oscars now. AnimeOscars.com. AnimeOscars.com. That's right. Another URL. AnimeOscars.com. On our website, you can find it there as well, or it's pinned on the Discord in the AAA discussion channel. So, getting through the announcements, I also want to thank a new contributor we have on Patreon. Ecchi is love, Ecchi is life. What a great name.
I've seen more penises than all of you.
And that is definitely false. I have been in so many Japanese bathhouses that I have seen 10,000 Japanese penises. There is no doubt about it.
But maybe that person has seen more variety of penis than you did, because you've only seen 10,000 Japanese penis.
That could be true.
I would say this, though. You've seen penis in an appropriate setting. I, in 13 years on the streets, have seen way more out-of-pocket penis than anybody on this podcast.
I'd like to
In
hear about
all
that.
the situations you could possibly think. We can definitely do a story on a hentai episode of the craziest penile situations your
That-
favorite detective has ever been in.
God, what a great idea.
That is actually a pretty great idea.
That is
for
great.
a hentai episode topic.
I would love to hear about homeless people waving their dicks at traffic and stuff. That would be the best.
How
That would
about
be the
sneak
surprise.
preview? Sneak preview. PCP addicted and current user using his member to penetrate the ground of a residence he had just tried to break into.
What?
True
All
story.
right. Well, now on that
Plus
note,
rating on this one.
what are we doing on the podcast today? So on the podcast today, it's it's the Olympics now. I've been watching the Olympics exclusively in the evening because it is fantastic. And so today we're going to have a little bit of an Olympics episode, but we're also going to be playing lots of games today for that with the three of us, including there we go, Dumb Fucking Anime Titles. That's the name of the event. So we will see who gets the gold medal in Dumb Fucking Anime Titles. It'll be and because I assure you that it'll be worth the wait for you because we are reaching all-time lows in the amount of effort that is put forth naming anime. We are literally we just don't care. I would say that close to 20 of the titles this season are idiotic beyond your imagination, and we're going to get to that. We're also going to review My Status as an Assassin Obviously Exceeds the Heroes. Not to be too on the nose, but also a dumb fucking title. What? So, you guys have anything you want to say before we get going?
Not really.
I guess
I'm
that's
ready
it.
to
let's-
jump right into the deep end.
Crack it.
おー、大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
It's time for our first Olympic event of the day. And in a surprise event for Andrew, Otaku Cop will be reading the CBR's near perfect mecha anime of the 90s, and we will see between Andrew and I who have seen more of this list. And I have indeed not looked at it at all. So, are you ready, Andrew, to see if you win the gold medal in being a nerd?
Sure.
Mm-hmm, indeed. So, Otaku
All
Cop,
right.
you're hosting the game here, so let's see. Let's see what CBR thinks are the best anime of the 90s, and let's find out if Andrew really is a huge mecha fan or if he's just posing. What do you think? Give us the pose, Andrew. Come on. Mm-hmm. he's so fantastic. That's right. All right, what's up first?
All right. So, according to comic book resources, the 90s gave the mecha genre numerous revolutionary masterpieces. To start, we have
Infinite
Rivius. Infinite Rivius is the first on the list.
I have seen this.
I have not seen this. I've seen the trailers for this, but it never pulled me. And I don't know if it's really mecha because
I agree.
I feel like it's more like it's a space fantasy,
Mhm.
a sci-fi. Because I don't see a mecha in the picture here, and there's a huge cast of characters, but all I see is a ship. So this feels like not a Martian successor Nadesco. What's the space battleship
Robotech.
Yamato kind of situation?
Or
Yeah.
Macross.
No, those would actually still be mecha. This one doesn't.
Yeah,
give
that would, I guess.
vibe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This gives me Space Battleship Yamato, where they maybe actually fight fighter jets or something. Would be my assumption, but it never pulled me. So I don't know if I guess if we go by a loose definition of mecha.
I agree. This is not a mecha anime. This is a show where they're transporting humans on a ship and they start to go crazy because there's problems on the ship and they end up having a mutiny and they form factions and they end up killing each other, and it's more like that than it's a psychological thriller more than it is a mecha. But Andrew, you're losing, so that's very sad for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm here to take you.
All right. Moving on to the next one. Our next is Giant Robo, the animation.
I have not seen this.
I have seen. So this is an OVA, if I'm not mistaken. hour-long episodes. I think there's 6 or 7 of them off the top of my head. I've only seen the first one of this. So, but yeah, it's about a 6 or 7 episode OVA, if I'm not mistaken.
That's 1 point for Andrew. Well done.
So,
All right, number 3. I'm pretty sure all 3 of us have seen this, but we'll see.
That's good.
Martian successor Nadesco.
Of course. Come
Duh.
on. You got to get to burning.
yeah, and have you seen the terrible Prince of Darkness movie?
I have not. No,
I haven't even seen that one. Was it that bad?
Yeah. My friend is a completionist, and he forced me to watch it. It was not good. But Martian successor Nadesco, pretty solid 90s mecha.
Agree.
I'll give you that.
I'm a cook, not a fighter, or whatever he says.
I think
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4 is another one that I think all 3 of us have probably
Escaflowne.
seen. The Big O.
Oh. Yeah, we covered that on the podcast.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of this, especially when visiting on Toonami when visiting the U.S.
Voiced by the
Ooh.
illustrious Steve Bloom. I don't even know if he's doing anything anymore, but not doing anime, that's for sure.
So
All
this is a pretty bold take by CBR, but they claim that this next installment is, quote, the best 90s Gundam series. Andrew, what do you think they said is the best
Gotta be
90s Gundam series?
Come on.
90s. Okay, so there's Mobile Fighter G Gundam. There's Gundam X. There's obviously Gundam Wing.
Yep.
Which is,
That better be.
like most kids' introduction to Gundam.
Better be it.
Well-
And then there is
Let me just say, you're both wrong. According to CBR and this list, Turn A Gundam is the best
good.
90s Gundam series.
I have not seen it.
this one's interesting because this is a Millennium anniversary series. So I guess it came out in 99, but it was part of so it either came out towards the end of 99, but it ran into like the year 2000. It came out around it was this Gundam Seed and then I think that terrible Gundam Savior 90s sci-fi TV movie. But Turn A is a solid show. I'll give it that. Though I'm surprised this ended up on the list instead of something like Gundam Wing, which is, North America's introduction to Gundam, like very much so. And a lot of these shows are obviously, from what I've seen so far, they're looking at shows that are basically dubbed or that made its way over here. For sure. I think all of these are dubbed, actually, except for Turn A Gundam, but like a lot of these made it over here. So this is actually a weird pick for them.
It's CBR. Like, you can only take it so seriously.
That's a fair point.
AKA not at all.
Yeah. Andrew's ahead by
All right.
1. It's 4-3 right now. Okay, let's keep going.
All right, this next one I'm pretty sure everyone here has seen again as well, and that will be Macross Plus.
Yeah, which version? The movie, the OVAs? I've seen them both. It's the same thing.
What about you, Mitz? Have you seen
I gotta
Macross
look this
Plus?
up. I gotta look it up. Is this the OVA?
You've definitely. Yes, it's the OVA. I'm pretty sure. Well, it's an OVA and there's the movie that's a condensed version of the OVA, but I'm pretty sure like this was one of the early things that came out in that mecha invasion of the North America with Gundam Wing and all that stuff. Have you not seen Macross Plus?
I'm gonna say I haven't seen it.
That's that.
Let's see.
I think you've seen too many things. You had to have.
I've seen. Well, let's check my anime list because it's pretty accurate. So, Macross Plus. Let's have a look. We're going through it here. Actually, I just share my screen because like that's what all the kids want anyway. They want me to share my screen. So, I definitely seen Macross Delta. I've seen Macross Frontier. I saw Do You Remember Love? Yeah. There's another one in there I've seen too. I've seen the one with Lin Min Mei, I think, or whatever the fuck. Let's see.
Which one? The Do You Remember Love is the one with Lin Min Mei?
I've seen Macross F, Macross Delta, Macross Zero, and I've seen Do You Remember Love, but not Macross Plus.
That is crazy. I think you would actually really get a kick out of Macross Plus.
I will put that on the list. Okay, Andrew's
I
now
would
ahead by
agree.
2. Oh my god.
All right.
I'm gonna be like Ilium Millennia or whatever. falling 14 times when he's supposed to be hitting all his jumps. All right. How
Well,
many
that's
more?
what happens when you attempt a quad.
He attempted 7. He wanted to do 7. How many more do we got?
3.
Uh-oh, I'm in big trouble.
All right. This next installment is a historic and beloved franchise, and that would be Pat Labor 2.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Scrolling.
I have not seen Pat Labor. It's on my to watch list. I heard they just released
I
a
have not seen it either.
crazy 4K version of it. Apparently, like a remaster. Somebody did like a remaster of I think Pat Labor or some of the Pat Labor movies. Somebody was sharing with me. So, and it looked really good. It's pretty crazy the kind of detail they used to put in animation that got blurred out by old TV effects. Or I might be thinking of, or You're Under Arrest maybe is the one I'm thinking of. It's one of those two. They put out a really good 4K remaster of, I see.
Yeah, I haven't
But
seen
no,
it.
I have not seen Pat Labor, any of them.
All
It's
right.
on my list though.
This next entry, I think, should be thrown off the list because they even admit that it's not a traditional mech anime. They put Ghost in the Shell on this
Definitely,
list.
Yeah.
definitely seen that.
Yep, same. I think they count the Tachikomas as part of the mecha part of it.
Yeah, that's probably where they went. And our final last one is the one that I think everybody would expect to be on this list. And that is going to be... Actually, Mitz, my apologies. I skipped ahead one. Vision of Escaflowne is also on this
Oh,
list.
you goddamn right. It better fucking be. That's what I'm talking about. That
Obviously seen that one.
that shit's way too good to not be on the list.
Of course. But the I guess number one for their list and last is, of course, Neon Genesis Evangelion, which
wow.
they claim is the most influential 90s anime.
You know what's funny? We did not talk. I mean, obviously we've all seen it, but you know what's funny? When me and Mitz did our episode 2 weeks ago about, I think, 90s anime that people need to watch, or pre-2000s anime people need to watch, we forgot to. I say forgot. We didn't put on Evangelion. We did talk about Escaflowne, but we did not put Evangelion. And I'm just like, well, to be fair, I mean, like, I am not anywhere close to a Neon Evangelion and Genesis Evangelion stan. I think, and I still haven't seen the 4th movie, but I think the rebuild is probably the optimal version to watch Eva, personally. But I would say this TV show if you watch the TV show has the most cohesive ending compared to all of the extra material they put out afterwards. It actually is the most comprehensive ending of all of the versions of Ava in that time frame.
Well, if you go to my anime list and you go to the 90s and you punch in mecha and you rank it by best rated, the top 2 are both Evangelion.
Yeah, obviously people
yeah.
really love Evangelion.
Then
For some reason.
Then Ghost in the Shell. It's listed here. It does have some mecha stuff in it.
The Tachikomas.
Yeah, and she is technically made of machine parts, so major even. I mean, I get that.
Yeah,
she's-
but by
I get
that
she's a cyborg,
definition, Dragon Ball Z also has mecha elements in it.
the ones that are missing from that list from CBR that are on here are Gundam 8th MS Team.
Yep, that's a solid OVA.
Yusha Hero King Gao Gaigar.
Gao Gaigar! Oh, that show is so much fun. Oh,
Wait.
I'm yelling, but that's literally, there's so much yelling in the show. It's like, it's so hot-blooded. I don't know, Mitz. It's too kiddie for you, but I think you would really enjoy how hot-blooded and ridiculous and the power, not just the power of friendship, but the power of guts, which is also the name of the organization. Anyway, sorry. I fucking love Gao Gaigar.
You're so excited. Gundam Wing is on here.
Obviously.
G Gundam is on here. And
Obviously.
lots of Gundam. And Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, which has that one crazy song in it by whatever the fuck that dude's name is. I'm too old to remember names. Anyway, so the final score, I believe, was that I had seen 6 Andrew had seen 8 out of 10. That is...
Well, more like 7. I only watched one episode of Giant Jojo, let's be fair.
That's impressive. You get the gold medal in being a mecha nerd, Andrew. But I had seen 6, so just want to give myself the silver medal, you know, and and hopefully I won't get it taken away for doping. All right, what else we got in the news this week? Not that was news.
All right.
We're off the rails.
That was just a fun little game to play. 'Cause it was honestly a really weak news week in terms of anything discussion worthy. But Otaku, I have none, so Otaku, you're up.
I put one on there that's near and dear to me because I've actually kept up with the light novels. Aaliyah Sometimes Hide Her Feelings in Russian was supposed to have a sequel anime this year. Alas, it has been postponed to next year. So everyone's favorite silver-haired waifu, tsundere with an attitude. We're going to have to wait till 2027. They don't say which season of 2027, but the delays are taking place because they wish to improve the quality of the series. And it will continue from the light novel's 4th volume. So those of you who were hoping to get some more Aaliyah this year, you'll have to wait till next year. But there's plenty of good anime coming out this year, so we'll be all right.
I'm not really sure. I don't think I give a damn. I don't know.
You don't. You definitely don't.
Did I like that? And I definitely watched it, but I think I just thought it was annoying because she was.
Quote, I believe your direct quote was,
"Oh my god,
Aaliyah's hot, but the show is fucking dumb."
Did I really say that?
I'm pretty sure that was almost a verbatim.
That's how. I would believe that easily 100%. That's a verbatim quote.
No matter how hot she is, I'd still put cat ears on her. All right.
What wouldn't you put cat ears on, Mitch? Let's be honest.
I'd put cat ears on just about anything. I think anything would be better with cat ears, even like fruit. Like I will go buy some oranges and stick some cat ears on them. Like,
you know what?
The fuck?
Mitch, people make fun of you a lot for wanting to put cat ears on, but I think it's laudable that you express your furriness and you're willing to be a furry so out there. I don't think we get enough of that from people who show face, so I think it's pretty cool of you.
I don't know that I'm a full furry. Like to me, being a furry is all sexual, right? So like
no.
I don't think I would bang someone in a full furry outfit, but I would bang a girl wearing cat ears and the paws and probably a tail and maybe like some booties. Like
yeah, you're a furry, Vince. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I want the core of the body to be human, though. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready? Yes. Okay.
I just have one question before we proceed.
Please explore
with
my furry
your cat
sexuality.
love.
Yes, indeed.
No. If you are as fully leaned into the cat girl genre as you claim to be, where does Cat Planet Cuties rank on your hierarchy of greatest anime of all time?
I have not seen that.
How is this possible? It is ecchi. It
way.
is borderline hentai at points. It falls into every like checkbox. The girls are all cat girls from another planet. Like, how have you not seen this?
I'm trying to find it, but my mouse is just like not working.
Shame.
Surprise.
Shame.
Surprise.
Shame.
Yep, there it is.
Shame.
I'm trying to find it.
Shame.
Is this it? Asobini Ikuyo? No, it can't be it.
Shame.
All right.
Shame.
This mouse is like not functioning. All right. I don't know. I'll write it down and we'll figure this shit out.
You know what? I'm going to call out...
Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I got to fix this mouse.
I am about to call out somebody in our chat, which, you know, we stream live 10 a.m. on Sundays EST. Roy Takade tells me, cat girls aren't furry. It's definitely borderline, but with a human body, it isn't furry. And I'm just like, that's what people who don't want to call themselves a furry say about cat girls, so they don't get to call themselves a furry. Just accept it. Trust me. I used to have this discussion with my friend all the time. He's like, I like cat ears. It doesn't make me a furry. And I'm like, you're a furry. It's okay. It's okay. You know, you
here
have
it
furry
is.
tendencies. Don't worry about it.
Cat Planet Cuties. 12 episodes. I don't know. It's because it's... So the reason why I haven't seen this is because this came out in 2010, which is right about the time the podcast started. And I really haven't had time to watch much anime at all other than what we watch for the podcast since 2010, which means I've seen a ton of anime since 2010, but this one just, I don't know. It's clearly, I mean, nobody ever wants to pick the ecchi, harem, borderline hentai shit except me, so as you can imagine, it never got picked. So I blame all of you, actually.
Because they would make for great hentai episodes, but they're just
It would make
not,
a great hentai episode.
They're not fun conversations.
And you know what would make for great? Do you know what would make for great comedy? Dumb fucking anime titles. Where in this event, we are going to have some real fucking dumb anime titles and some fake fucking dumb anime titles. And Andrew will be facing off against the illustrious otaku detective to see who will solve the case and correctly guess how many of these are fake and how many of these are real. I will tell you right now that there are 10 of these. 5 of them are fully fake, crafted by me, and 10 of them are real and are from the winter 2026 season. Your job is to merely tell me, with your most honesty glasses on, which of these are real and which are fake. Any questions?
No, but we're not on cam on the live.
Oh, that's okay. It's because I'm terrible at this.
Okay. No, this seems pretty straightforward enough.
All right. So the
Agreed.
first one is, and I would just tell you that there are some really fucking dumb long titles from the current season, and you're gonna find this out over the course of the next half an hour. The first one is, and I'm gonna read them in Japanese as well. I got reincarnated as a pillow in the hero's mansion. Now everyone talks to me about their feelings. Or Yusha no Yakata de Makura ni and do not look at the chat, please. Makura ni tensei shita ore ga minna ni kokoro no hanashi o sareteru ken. I got reincarnated as a pillow in the hero's mansion, and now everyone talks to me about their feelings. Andrew, do you believe that this is real, or do you believe that this is fake?
Well, okay. So, in general, we know Japanese people don't talk about their feelings. So, this could be real only because it's fantasy for realsies. But I'm going to say fake because Japanese people don't talk about their feelings and seems like really express.
Okay. Otaku Cop, do you believe that this is a real or fake title?
I am going to say that it is. I'm going to say it's fake, only because the implement referenced is not outlandish or basic enough. If you catch my drift, it's like it's not as out there as a vending machine, but it's not as basic as a sword. So I'm going to say it's fake, but it could certainly be a real title. I would believe it if you told me it was made into an anime.
I'm here to tell you that this is a fake title. So congratulations, you both got it. But it was also kind of a warm up. So get ready for the real show here. The next one.
So this could have been a more believable title if you said, I got reincarnated as a chair in the hero's mansion, and now everyone sits on me, and it gives me warm powers of perception. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know why OBS sucks so much ass, but like I keep having to like refresh these images. It's like I'm obviously just terrible at this. It's part of the comedy, okay? Watching me struggle to run this fucking stream. Okay. The next one is a daily adventurer's grind at age 29. Juni Kyusai Dokushin Chuken Bokensha no Nichijo. An adventurer's daily grind at age 29. Is it real or is it fake?
Okay.
I'll go first this time. I'm gonna say that that's real because they love talking about reaching old age too soon and being stuck in their salaryman job, and being isekai'd is an escape, or being an adventurer is an escape. I'm gonna say it's real.
I'm gonna say it's fake only because age is very rarely referenced in these titles, unless they're like super old. But even then, they just say I'm a super old guy. So age is, I don't think age is usually referenced in these fake titles, in these long titles. I'm gonna say fake.
The answer is I don't think I have the right drop for this. Let me see. No. It is indeed a real title.
Oh, interesting.
Otaku Cop has sniffed out the case, and the detective has indeed pulled into the lead with 2 points. Next up, without delay, we have Catatonic. My new tabby cat is actually my mother. Or Kinchobo atarashiku kata toraneko wa jitsu wa watashi no haha desu. Catatonic. My new tabby cat is actually my mother.
This is a really tough one because a lot of there's reincarnation and there's a lot of incest, so very much in the realm of these kinds of long title shows. So I think this is fake because there are no exclamation points after catatonic.
That is so interesting. All right. Otaku Detective, what do you think?
I am going to say fake, but my reasoning is that it's too complicated of an English word to be incorporated into a title. They would never use something like catatonic. I think it's just too next level English for them to incorporate into a title like this. So I'm going fake.
This drop says millionaire - suspense. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, that's what I wanted. You both got it correct. Fantastic. You're so smart and beautiful. So smart and beautiful both.
To be honest, I had the same reasoning as Otaku, but I thought, to be fair, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to say it.
All right, the next one is, I never brushed my teeth in the real world, so now I've been reincarnated as a dentist. Or, Genjitsu sekai de ichido moha o miga nakata ore ga masaka no tensei de haisha ni. I never brushed my teeth in the real world, so now I've been reincarnated as a dentist.
I am going to go with fake. My reasoning is that even the most neatest of neats are sometimes hygienic, and I don't see a Japanese person neglecting their teeth that much unless they're an alcoholic. I'm still gonna go fake.
I'm gonna go with real because, look, I don't got good teeth, and I could be in Japanese media because I've seen some of those teeth in there. It gives me hope, so I'm gonna go real.
It is fake. And the Otaku Detective strikes again and is now ahead 4 points to 2 against the, let's be honest, extremely beautiful Andrew. All right, next up, without delay, Hell Mode. The hardcore gamer dominates in another world with garbage balancing. Or Hell Mode. Yariko Mizuki no gamer wa hai sette no isekai de muso suru. Hell Mode. The hardcore gamer dominates in another world with garbage balancing.
I feel like this is just real. I feel like I've seen this title before. Maybe it's fake and it's only one word difference, but I'm gonna say real because
none of these
just sounds like
none of these are pulling a bullshit move where like I swapped out age 29 for age 30 or something. They're either completely real or completely fake.
I mean, yeah, this just seems real. Like, I feel like I've literally seen this exact title before, so it just feels like that for me.
I'm going to say real because I know this is a high dive anime that I skipped purely because of the title alone.
Oh, that's where I saw it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You both got it correct. This is indeed a real title, sadly, as sad as that is. All right, we are
That's
now
actually
at...
a pretty typical long title, to be honest, involving I'm being great because of some stupid thing. What
I've learned is that, at least in this season, most of these titles, and I encourage you to keep track of this, are some noun that is normally a person, like the hero or an adventurer or something, plus verb does something. Then, so you'll see in a second, like we've already had a few of these. So we're now at the halfway point of the game. Andrew has 3 points, trailing Otaku Detective, who has 5 points, but there's still 5 more to go. Starting with A Gentle Noble's Vacation Recommendation, or Odayaka Kizoku no Kyuka no Susume. A Gentle Noble's Vacation Recommendation.
I mean, this isn't a dumb title, so it's
No, this is real. This is real. And it's not anything to do with the title. I just... It just feels like some poor attempt at a very boring slice of life anime.
Yeah.
It sounds like something that they would grasp for. This is real.
Agreed. This is real.
You are correct. It is indeed real. Congratulations, you were both very smart. All right, but don't get too cocky, goddammit. Next up, Shibo Yugi, playing death games to put food on the table, otherwise known as Shibo Yugi de Meishi Oku, playing death games to put food on the table. Is it real or fake?
This concept is real, but this series is fake.
This is real. This is real. It's like a poor attempt at Saw, with cute anime girls. This is real.
It is real. Look, they don't call him the Detective Otaku for nothing. But goddammit, don't get cocky, because up next, it's Beast Tamer, the hit single. I'm just kidding. All right. The next one is Sent to Slay the Dragon, the hero actually found his wife. Or Mukashi kurenai kyu o otsu tame ni ukurareta yusha wo jitsu wo atsuma o mitsukete shimatta. Sent to slay the dragon, the hero actually found his wife. Is it real or is it fake?
Okay. This is entirely plausible. I am going to say real, just because it's a very Japanese thing to go slay a giant or magic creature and her turn into your wife. I feel that's very on brand. I'm gonna say real.
Oh, I'm gonna say fake. I think this title would have been, if this was real, something more like A Sent to Slay the Dragon, but why does it look so much like My Future Wife, or something like that? I think would be like the actual title if it was real.
It is fake. Andrew strikes blood, jabs the knife in, and takes a piece of the detective's juicy giblets. All right. And you're not out yet, Andrew. It's a dormy question for you. If you miss this, and if you miss this question, or Otaku gets this question, you have lost the game, and and your country of Canada will hate you. Okay, because this is the Olympics. God damn it! It's the Olympics. God damn it! All right, the next one. The demon lord quit to open a bakery, but my bread keeps summoning heroes. Or Mao ga yameru to panya o hajimete ga ore no pan ga yusha o tobidasu ken. The demon lord quit to open a bakery, but my bread keeps summoning heroes. Is it real or fake?
So this one has actually a lot of titles that make me think it would be real, but I feel it's fake only because, again, it's just how the title is set up. It's like it has all the prerequisite words, but it doesn't do the whole it feels like it would be it's like the demon lord quit to open a bakery, but why do only heroes eat my bread? Or some stupid thing like that. That would be what I feel like the title should be. That kind of. It's just dumb, but like it feels like it's not dumb enough, and it doesn't feel awkwardly English enough. I think it's fake.
I could totally see this being real. Demon Lord quit to open a bakery, but my bread keeps. There's no punctuation at the end to drive home the hero's element, so I'm gonna say fake, simply from the lack of excess punctuation.
Punctuation is important in these long-ass titles, just so you know, for future reference.
You both got it right. It is not real. I will say I think this would be a fun anime because the demon lord would be running the bakery and all these heroes would keep coming to eat bread, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's the demon lord!" It would probably be really funny.
I could see it being real. I said, I think it was just missing this other awkward. It was missing a slight awkward level of English to make it, and exclamation points with some question marks.
Well, you have lost the game, Andrew, and your country forgives you, but.
Well, yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
I need to update the. I'm just terrible at this today. I need to update the feed. Okay, the last one, which doesn't matter. The Demon King's daughter is too kind, or Mao no musume wa yasashi sugiru. The Demon King's daughter is too kind. What do you guys think?
This is just a concept that exists, so I'm going to say real. If that no one's used this title yet, is abhorrent if it's fake.
What's it gonna be? You already won the game, so.
I'm gonna say fake because it's a demon king and not a demon lord.
All right, this one is actually real. So I will give the final score. The final score is Andrew has 8, and Otaku
I have
Cop.
7.
Oh, you have 7. Andrew has 7.
You put my name down as.
I screwed it up. Otaku Cop, I think, won by 1 point. So I'm gonna say Otaku Cop has 8, Andrew has 7. So good job, guys. That was the first half of the game, but we're not out of the woods yet because it's the Olympics.
Gasp!
It's the Olympics. So we are going to go deeper here, and on round 2, which is not really a game, we're just going to have fun taking turns with this. We are going to guess the plot line of the anime based on the dumb fucking anime title, and these are in order of increasing length. And we will keep doing these until we run out of time on the show today, because I have some of these here. So, as I said, a lot of these are just noun. Usually a person plus a verb plus does something. So they're not really titles so much as they are just descriptions of the show itself. But this one I kind of want to just like look at it and just and marvel at the fact that it exists because it's reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. And I'm just incredibly astonished that we now have a 5th anime that is reincarnated as a something. We now have reincarnated as a slime, reincarnated as a spider, reincarnated as a sword, reincarnated as an unruly heir, and we now have reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. What do you guys think? It's just like...
Well, we also have reincarnated as a vending machine.
Oh my god!
That's right. We do have reincarnated as a vending machine.
I can't believe it. How could I possibly forget that girl's breasts from that anime? I mean, come on. And it just
the only reason we're not watching season 3 is because it's a season 3.
Yeah, I mean. So yeah, our hero wakes up one day. We're not gonna play the game with this one because it just wanted to call it out. Our hero wakes up one day in a brand new world, but his life doesn't come with fighting skills. He's reborn as a helpless egg, stuck in a forest with terrifying beasts. But the egg hatch and he grows up and he begins to, I don't know, he's probably just going to eat monsters until he, like, gains all their skills. So that's pretty much what's going to happen. All right. We'll start with Andrew on this one because I feel bad that he lost the game for his country.
Don't. I'm good.
For his country.
I'm good.
Noble.
Like I said.
These are all dumb fucking titles. Noble reincarnation. Born blessed, so I'll obtain ultimate power. What do you think this is on? It's like you got to come up with some concept for it. If either of you has I'll tell you what. In the interest of time, if either of you has a witty idea, we'll take it and then we'll read what it's really about.
Noble reincarnation. Okay, so this is all right. Obviously, a salary worker because but he's not a super nerd or super otaku because then that would usually come into play. And actually, and so what happens is when he gets truck-cooned, because this one is obviously killed by a truck in some unforsaken instance, he gets reborn as a noble. This is obviously an ecchi show, so he'll talk about suckling at his mama's teat for at least some part in the first few chapters or the first few episodes, just because that's what it is. And it'll turn out that he's from a lesser noble family, but because his reincarnation gives him access to some weird, crazy curse powers, he's going to try and use that to basically get a harem of women.
Wow.
You know what? I appreciate Andrew. I'm actually watching this one this season, and I could understand why he would go in that direction, but it's actually nothing like that at all. However, it is another installment of the now becoming very generic, I am 6 years old and super smart and impress everyone around me with my abilities and surround myself with the smartest and strongest people of my world to continue to dominate and do good in my new world. It's not ecchi at all. It's just, it's very much just meh. It is very mid, but it's mid enough that I've watched enough of them that I'm in for the long haul.
Look at this guy. Look at this character's face. I paused it on the screen. Don't you just want to gouge one of his eyes out? So this guy's got he's got like demon cackerel red one of his eyes, and I choose to believe it's a demon cackerel. The demon cackerel red eye, and one of them has like the bluest fucking eye you ever seen, like White Walker blue. And he's just like, bro, these eyes are they're not even close to realistic. I just want to gouge I want to gouge the red eye out because it just doesn't work with his blue hair. God. All right.
I mean, it's a 6.25 for a reason. It's not very good.
All right, we'll go to the next one. You can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends or Osanana Jimi, which is, I swear to God, we've had like 10 anime with the fucking word Osanana Jimi in it. Osanana Jimi Towa love comedy ni naranai. You can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends.
Okay. I have no idea at the end of the day. I haven't watched a single episode of this. But if I'm looking at the title, it's obviously there's going to be a dark-haired protagonist who has between 3 and 4 girls that he has been friends with for years, and there's some awkward love triangle, if not more, mildly harem-esque, and it's filled with accidental boob touching, misunderstandings, failed communication, and there's absolutely zero progress at the conclusion of the series.
Don't forget, takes place in a high school.
Oh, that's right.
And,
Yes, that has to take place in a high school.
and the protagonist is the blandest person ever. That makes no sense why any of these hot women would even be interested in him in the first place, other than that
They definitely are
childhood
hot.
friends. And so, so how close was he?
High schooler AU has a dilemma. His 2 childhood friends, Shio and Akari, who are both highly fuckable, based on what I just watched, have grown up to be almost too cute, and I agree. Even though they don't seem to think much of it, he can't help but see them in a different light. Yes, because, in my opinion, straight men and straight women will never be like best friends for very long, because somebody will always want to fuck the other person. If they ever realized how his feelings had changed, the embarrassment would be overwhelming. However, what AU doesn't know is that Shio and Akari might have feelings of their own. A slow-burning love triangle where all the heroines are childhood friends. That one that's as frustrating as it is irresistible. AKA, probably, yeah.
This would have made a pretty good hentai.
If it had shorter, I'm caught up on both of the hentais we failed. By the way, they're pretty good. And I'll have you know that the Ichigo Aika show, I am on like episode 6, and he still has not had sex with her, so it may never happen.
It's gonna happen at the end, Mitz.
Right, they got to save it for the climax.
Gunner.
I'll live a long life to dote on my favorite stepbrother. Saioshi no Gikei o meideru tame nagai ka shimasu. I live a long life to dote on my favorite stepbrother.
This sounds like that isekai where the mother and son get isekai'd into another world, and the mom ends up with all of these broken abilities while the son is like, gets nothing good, but he's the one who wants all the cool powers, but his mom is just so naturally, she's super fuckable in that, but that's beside the point. But the incest part, it's going to be somewhat incesty, but because they're step siblings, it's not going to matter. And it's going to be this, I think she's going to be a lolly, because for some reason that's the impression I get. And she's going to have some like weird powers if this involves fantasy in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah.
And don't forget, there's going to be wildly inappropriate age gap, I feel.
Yes.
Well, this anime has a 5.6 on my anime list, and probably because it's like not animated. If you watch the trailer, this looks like some shit you might have seen on like Newgrounds.com in like 1993. Alba is reborn at... Good lord, these reincarnation fucking... Anime is so fucked. I mean... We're at an all-time low on creativity. Holy shit. Another reincarnation.
This way.
Jesus Christ.
Well, so think of it this way. So when you think about like generational shifts, right? So when we look at, say, the 70s and 80s, a lot of the people are children who grew up post-war Japan. So you'll find a lot of like the war is bad in like a lot of mecha shows and whatnot, right? And then we get into like the 90s where like, you know, something like a lot of TV shows sort of enter their more fun, fantastical phase because, and a lot of the issues we see now come from like the Japan economic crisis that happened in the 90s, and the people who have now grown up, this is all speculation, I am not a sociologist in any way, shape, or form, are now making shows basically based on the lost potential that they were sold to some extent, and growing up in that somewhat soulless and knowing that you have no future, so wanting to exist in another world where you could have a more interesting future. And so you'll see a lot of works coming out around that, especially that's why you're seeing like a lot of that kind of work coming out now because the generation.
And he is destined to have a short life, so he is taken in by the Duke's family. He meets his favorite person in a previous life. While this coincidence seems too good to be true, he remembers that he is why whoever wrote this is an idiot. Never mind. I'm not reading the rest of this because it's written in a language that is not English.
Boys Love. Okay.
Yep, I was going to say the poster's giving Boku no Piku light with consent and affection.
You wish.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm like, so I was right about the step sibling that wants to live long as the lolly looking one, I guess, but the young one essentially.
I have a question.
And it could have been age gap in either way, right? Like I'm a lolly who's like 70 years old, and my bro is like 20, but they look different.
And this younger guy looks. I mean, he could very easily pass for a lolly girl. Like this is incredibly androgynous clearly on purpose.
I have a question for the detective.
You were saying?
I'm holding it up. I have a Raccoon City Police Department badge. See this?
Mm.
Does this make me an honorary member of the Raccoon City Police?
I think Leon would say yes.
Oh my God! Well, it's funny you should say that because I also happen to have Leon's Stars police
because of
name
course
tag here.
You do.
Yes, I do.
Of course you do.
I also have Leon's knife. See, it says Stars right on the blade, right on the hilt. See? Okay, I feel so happy now. I'm gonna put it on I'm gonna pin this badge to my lapel here. Actually, it's way too heavy for this T-shirt. All right. I don't think we have time to do all these, but we'll see here. So the next one is Isekai. Good Lord, I'm just gonna read them. We don't have time. But these are getting longer and longer. Isekai office worker. The other world's books depend on the bean counter. That is a real title.
Okay, I love me a good book power based character.
Yeah,
that's always fun.
There was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her.
I've seen this title. It's one of those. I feel like it's one of those. I'm overpowered, but the heroes team doesn't know it, and then I do something, and I get kicked out of the party or something. I don't know.
It's actually a twist on that. It's the heroes party tries to defeat this guy because he's a higher up in the Demon Lord's army, but he's way stronger than the entire heroes party. But the healer of the group is very cute, so he reforms his ways and basically starts living life as a human to try to win her over.
Okay, that's fun. I like it. I like a little inversion on the formula.
It's different. That's why I've stayed watching it. It's different. It's not great, but it's still different enough.
And this next, and the last one is the longest title of the season. I'm going to read the Japanese because it's.
I know this one because my friend actually is watching it.
It's so fucking long.
I know it exists.
Okiraku Ryoshu no Tanoshi Ryochi Boe. Sei Sankei Majutsu de Namo Nakimura o Saikyo no Josai Toshi ni. Or, in English, Easygoing Territory Defense by the Optimistic Lord. Production magic turns a nameless village into the strongest fortified city.
Yeah, so this one's actually kind of funny in terms of concept. What? Essentially, it's a world where nobody understands the power of logistics in any way, shape, or form, it seems. Because he's essentially born to a noble family, and because he doesn't have, attack magic or something, he can only make things at an orders of magnitude faster than other people. But because people can just make things themselves, they're like, your powers are weak. It's like, I can build a castle in, a week or something. Yeah, but you're weak. And I'm just like, what? You don't understand, clearly people don't understand the power of logistics. It seems silly. Anyway.
I don't understand these titles. I mean, what the fuck is going on? And there were about 8 more I deleted because I had Pancake rank them in terms of stupidness, and they didn't quite make the cut, but... I mean, what is happening? I just don't understand what's going on. All right. Any other But you guys, was that fun? Do you guys have any comments?
That was great.
No, that was a good time.
That last title is what I expect out of like fake titles. Like that's the kind of level you have to go at to trick people.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you're gonna say something, Otaku?
No, it's just one last thing I was going to say. Easygoing Territory and Noble Reincarnation are almost the exact same show. It's just the circumstances of the two main characters are slightly altered, but they're almost identical. It's very young kid, has overpowered brain capacity, reincarnated, surrounds themselves with strong, smart people, hijinks ensue. It's literally the formula.
All right, let's go to the news break. And I believe we'll have Andrew read this.
Ooh, okay. So, welcome to our this week's in-show trivia, weekly trivia show question. I said a whole bunch of words. From the anime, my status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. What adventurer rank is Amelia's sister, Kalika Rose Quartz?
And when we come back, we'll have the answer to that. We'll have a quick mailbag, and then we're going to do a review of... What the hell is this anime called?
My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes.
Thank you. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Hey, Anime Addicts, this is Mitsugi, and it's time for your anime news break. Getting us started off with the Mobile Suit Gundam fan club, which I didn't even know existed until recently. It looks like they are going to be disbanding and ending the service of their mobile app, which is a service that's been operated for over a decade. It was a way for fans to access videos and news concerning all things Gundam, and was considered to be a critical piece by most of the fans who want to keep up with what's going on in the Gundam universe. But they are indeed ending it in 2027, so pretty sad day, bringing an end to an era and a service that was massively popular for the Gundam phenomenon. So it looks like the fan club will shut down at the end of March 2027. It's ending its 12-year presence among the fan base. So for those of you that are fans of Mobile Suit Gundam and maybe you're in the fan club and have the app, well, that app is going to be shutting down in just about a year. Next up, it looks like Mamoru Oshii is just about as big of a degenerate video game player as anybody will ever be, revealing that his favorite game is Fallout 4, but also revealing that he has played it for likely 10,000 total hours on the PlayStation, which is just an insane amount of time to be playing one game. I really can't imagine playing any game for 10 years, or for 10,000 hours. I think it would take me 10 years to do that exclusively. Says that he plays the Hideo Kojima's games, including Death Stranding, which he recently played, but when he's done playing those, he just goes back to Fallout 4 again. So for those of you that ever doubted that anime and video games overlap, well, Mamoru Oshii is addicted to video games in a way that most of you can't realize, so pretty interesting stuff there. Next up in the news, K-pop Demon Hunters has added a Grammy to its awards collection, so the giantly popular 2025 film, which I still haven't seen, has won the Grammy for Best Song Written for Visual Media for its hit song Golden at the 68th Grammy Awards. This happened this past Sunday. So Golden beat out As Alive As You Need to Be from Tron, and some other songs as well to take home the award. So the Grammy Award win for Golden comes on the heels of K-pop Demon Hunters wins at the 83rd Golden Globes for Best Original Song and Critics' Choice Awards for Best Song. So lots of song awards for K-pop Demon Hunters, and if you're a fan of it, well, it'll probably get 60 sequels, so just look out there. I'm sure to be coming. Next up, the manga Ushiro no Shoumen Kamui-san gets a TV anime in the summer of 2026. People online talking about this. WW Wave Corporation's Deregula animation label announced that this was going to be coming out as an adaptation, and again in the summer of 2026. Eroki and Karasuma began serializing the erotic supernatural manga on the Uda Sunday and Manga One services back in 2020. It's got about 1 million copies in circulation. It's about a normal high school girl with the ability to see ghosts and due to her particular tendency to attract ghosts, she works as an assistant to Kamui, a famous psychic who takes lots of pride in his top-notch psychic abilities. So we will have to see how this one pans out. It looks like an erotic. It looks like an ecchi comedy supernatural. So we'll see what this one has to bear when it comes out in the summer. This was Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. And now it's time to get back to the podcast.
Sup, bitch? Your favorite anime is shit? Join the Discord and let me bust you, bitch.
It wasn't even 5 seconds. We got big bouncing tits in my face. If you have to draw me in with boobs, I know that you have a dog shit story.
Pancake is on the Discord waiting for your bitch ass to join. She's talking shit about your favorite anime right now.
You say you fucking hate Moe? Look at this shit right here.
The hardest pancake is standing by, ready for you to visit AAADiscord.com.
I don't care about a power trip anime. Dumb. Wow, she looks anime as fuck. She's definitely the main character. Look at them eyebrows. How bad do you hate your life? Come on now. You'd rather be a sword?
AAADiscord.com.
Don't be a little bitch. Just join the Discord now so I can fuck your anime up.
You were probably a virgin in your past life before you got hit by Truck Coon. All of the gods felt bad for you, so they gave you a kingdom and a ton of fucking pussy. You don't even have to look for a big titty bitch in this one. You are the big titty bitch.
You want to talk your favorite anime? You better join the Discord ASAP so I can rip it another Ona hole.
AAADiscord.com. Join today.
I'ma fuck you up.
And now, great moments in Anime Addicts Anonymous history.
Welcome into Hentai Land. Hentai episode number I don't give a fuck. This looks like the setting of My Neighbor Totoro. This setting, if you've seen My Neighbor Totoro, there is a scene in the beginning of the movie where they're driving in their car to their new house, and they're driving down like this dirt road, and the little girls are in the back of the car. Because let's be honest, My Neighbor Totoro is a straight up magical movie. I mean, it is on another fucking level. I can literally see the Kusakabe's car coming down this little dirt road with the rice paddy next to it. They're gonna drive by any second, and this girl is gonna be in this phone booth, and she's gonna be naked, and she's gonna have her just pressed up against the glass of this phone booth, and she's just gonna be getting absolutely dialed. You like that? That is getting dialed by this guy. And you know how the nipples flatten out when they're on the glass? And the Kusakabe's dad, he hasn't been laid in like 30 fucking years because his wife is sick in the movie. And that man is backed up, okay? He is literally home alone all day, not getting laid. The prostate, it's full of... his balls are heavy. And he's gonna slam those brakes, hop out of that car, and just absolutely shoot. The phone isn't working, by the way, and the little girl's pissed. This is drawn like Dragon Ball Super. It's fucking awful. I saw Andrew shake his head during that. You just can't believe how R-rated this podcast is. It's like, what the fuck? This is what happens when you guys don't...
for it in certain situations.
It's just the censoring audio is certainly a choice.
Look what my beautiful wife got me. That's right. It's a whole 12-pack of Monster. Uh-huh.
Those are some good flavors there, too.
Yeah, peach, strawberry, and unfortunately white. It'd be better if they had like watermelon instead, but I'll take the white if I can get the peach and the strawberry.
Have you tried
the new passion fruit?
The new passion fruit flavor is incredible.
I have tried it, and it's quite good. Unfortunately, I haven't found it in any like multi-packs. There's another good new one called Lando Norris. That's like for like some race car driver, and it's you got to look for it. It's got like it's sugar free. It's got like a green, like a lime green looking can, and it's got like it's a weird flavor. I don't know what it's. You have to try it. It's pretty good.
Please explain to me what flavor is white. That is such a. There's peach, strawberry, and white. I've never heard of white as a flavor.
It literally is just Monster White. Like they're usually
Yeah.
inspired by different like flavors, but white is just like I don't even know how to describe it.
It's like a citrus flavor. It's like a citrus flavor, like a generic citrus. Anyway, from the anime, my status as an assassin obviously exceeds the hero's. What adventurer rank is Amelia's sister, Kilika Rose Quartz? She is a gold rank. Yippee! Even though she's weak as fuck. I don't know.
One of three.
One of three in the world. Blah blah blah. Okay. All right. Mailbags.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime.
Mailbag. Good lord, this is a long mailbag. It's your boy, Thirsty Pretzel. I have been tirelessly, I should say, if you want to leave a mailbag, please leave a mailbag on our website, AAAPodcast.com/mailbag. And while you're there, there's a whole bunch of different stuff you can do, including submit topic requests, and you can leave hentai mailbag requests, you can leave anime confessions. There's all sorts of interesting stuff that if you submit them, we will do it for you. Just like your boy Thirsty Pretzel, who has been tirelessly saving up on flight miles on an airline account so he can buy tickets to Japan. He has reached the amount such that I can get the ticket using just miles, which is a lot of miles. So I have a two-part question here. One, should I make a solo trip to Japan, or should I spend another year attempting to convince some friends or family to spend the money to join, knowing that they may not be interested in visiting all the attractions and stores that I want to? We'll answer that first. You guys have any thoughts?
It depends. Okay, so it's a multifaceted answer. There is no yes or no question. Obviously, don't bring people who don't want to go. Don't try to convince them. And try to convince people who might enjoy just traveling, because even if you're not into all of the sites that you may think you may be into, they might find things that they're interesting. Plus, Japan is a pretty beautiful place to visit. Like, there's a lot of beautiful sites, even just like going past Mount Fuji or whatnot, or even watching some of these travel videos I do. But if you're cool with solo traveling, then totally do it. If you've never solo traveled before, I wouldn't recommend Japan as your first solo travel. But I would say do like some test ones. But yeah, no, I think you should always try to convince maybe one or two, a few extra people to go. I think that's always a fun time, because they might even put you onto things you might not even realize you wanted to do as well.
I would agree, but also just I put it in my answer to the question as well. But if you're going to travel with someone to somewhere in the Far East, just make sure it's people that are able and willing to do a lot of walking. And I do mean a lot of walking.
And I don't want to hear any excuses, because my 28-week pregnant wife walked like an average of 12,000 steps a day, so I don't want to hear any bitching. So
I think the most miles we walked in one day in Korea was 11. I think that was our longest mileage day.
That's quite a lot of miles. Too many. So my thought is, there's a lot of stuff in Japan that's just not for everybody. So you might want to tailor your guest list based on that. For example, not everybody's going to want to go to a soapland. I'm just kidding. Not everybody's
I don't know who that is.
You don't know what a soapland is?
No, I know what that is. I don't know who that is. Who wouldn't want to go to a soapland?
I don't know. Someone who's married, probably. Yeah, exactly.
No,
Different country. You get one per country. I'm just kidding.
You can also find out more about them on our hentai episodes too.
For example, on our Japan trip that we did like 10 years ago, not everybody wanted to go to the bathhouses. Like half the group didn't want to go, or they couldn't go because they had tattoos or like a health problem or something. You may want to do the bathhouses. I think it's one of the best things in Japan. Some people don't like seafood. So I recently went to Japan with somebody who wouldn't eat any seafood. So that ended up being a problem. There are people that can't handle crowds. I'm really sorry, but Tokyo has become completely insane. Like if you've been to Japan 10 years ago, I guarantee it, you'll barely recognize Tokyo by the crowds. I mean, it's fucking nuts. There's absolutely insane amounts of people. So, like, whatever you experience in New York is literally a comedy show compared to what Tokyo is like. It's not comparable at all. So, and also like cramped spaces, like really cramped shops and stuff are common. So just try to like measure the people you bring and make sure that they're not, going to ruin your time. Second half of the question was, what season would you recommend traveling to Japan for someone going for the first time? I love doing things outdoors. Depending on the time of year I go, I would like to ski in North Japan or bike the Shimanami Kaido. So I'll start off by saying that if anybody who's listening wants my itineraries from the last 3 trips I did, you can get them for free. I'll just send them to you. They're on Google. So every season in Japan has something good and bad about it, okay? The spring, you get cherry blossoms, maybe. Depends on the timing of like when the weather changes, but it's probably the most expensive time to go, and it's also going to be the most crowded. Personally, I think you need to kind of see the cherry blossoms once at least, and then never go in the spring again. It's a fucking nightmare. Also, Golden Week is in the spring, and you might as well just like throw yourself into the Pacific Ocean because it's like being in hell on Golden Week. Summer is hot as fuck in Japan, so prepare for temperatures in the mid to upper 90s most of the time. Prices will probably be lower though, and you'll have less crowds. So if you can handle heat, or if you like heat, summer's pretty good. Fall has nice weather, but it might rain a lot. Prices tend to be lower, but it also seems to be crowded in the fall. Winter, crowds are absolutely insane at the end of the year. New Year's is interesting though, but things do close for like 3 days. So, any other thoughts from you guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably mid-fall, early winter, or like late winter kind of thing. So I would say that seems like the best temperature-wise, where you don't get like the crazy hot of the summer, which I heard it gets pretty crazy in the summer, but you're also avoiding a lot of the spring crowds. So I would say something like a late January, early like mid-February. Like I have a friend who's currently in Japan, and weather doesn't look too bad about this time. I have friends who went in about October. They seem to have a really good time, even though it rained. I don't even think it rained that much this past year. I loved when we went because even though it was kind of busy, it wasn't too crazy, and that was sort of end of March, early April. Like that's when we went. It was still cool enough. The weather was pretty decent. It still had some warm days, but this was also like a decade ago, so it wasn't. I don't know if like the crowd, like it was when we went. There wasn't too many crowds. At least one of the things I did, but I think I went right before like a lot of the Golden Week stuff was close to happening or whatnot. So on the Japan trip 10 years ago.
I know that my wife and I went to South Korea like right around the same time that Mitz and Pancake went to Japan. So I will definitely throw a vote in there for early November. I thought that it was a perfect time to go where it wasn't hot at all, but it wasn't too cold. So it certainly made for an easier time doing a lot of walking because you weren't sweating your balls off. I would also say that, the leaves had just started to change, and it was a really cool experience. Cherry blossoms are awesome, but you can see them here in D.C. We have thousands of cherry blossom trees and a cherry blossom festival, so if that's the only reason you want to go, you can do it much cheaper here in the States. But I know that over there, the cherry blossom festivals are probably bring in just ridiculous amounts of crowds, like Mitch said. So my vote would definitely be for like mid-fall. It's probably the ideal time to go, in my opinion.
I'm gonna say the best month's probably November. There's not much going on. The prices are probably low. If you look at the screen that I've got up, the wettest months in Japan are September and October. September's their like typhoon season, and it rains like almost 10 inches in October, and about the same in September. So it's like a shit ton of rain. It rains a lot less in November, and obviously the least rainy parts of the year are the winter. So it hardly rains it rains a lot in Japan all the time, but it doesn't rain. It rains the least in the winter. So, all right, thanks for the mailbag. Let's move on to our review of what is this anime called again?
My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes.
I just can't.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean these titles are so stupid. It's just blows my mind. So I guess I'll take it. So it's based on it's an isekai show. It's based on a light novel. It's done by Studio Sunrise, which I love. I know Andrew and I love Sunrise. I mean, in my opinion,
They're a solid studio.
I mean, in my opinion, historically, maybe the best. One of them. It's up there.
They have such a range that you can probably find something.
Yeah. So I watched this on Crunchyroll, and thankfully it's dubbed, or I would not have finished it this week. There's no way. Yeah. But it's dubbed, so that's good. And it's about a guy named Oda Akira who gets isekai'd with his whole class at school, and they all get like, the king basically does a sorting hat deal with them where they get assigned a character class and levels and stats and all this. And the main character, Akira, gets the silent assassin role where he immediately gets some skill that makes him like invisible, basically. And geez, I mean, he pretty much just like goes on an adventure where his like mentor gets killed right off the bat in like episode 1 or 2, whose name is Sauron, and he ends up picking up like what I think is one of the best looking anime girls I've seen in a long ass time. This Amelia Rose Quartz chick is mad hot in this anime. She's everything that you'll want pretty much for. I mean, this chick gives D-Lit a run for her money for elves. I mean, it's like, yeah, she's. I don't know what do you guys think of this chick? I thought she was darn good looking.
Yeah, she's pretty.
I mean, I put her as one of my pluses. I said that the show follows the Lotus War formula almost to a T without the isekai. I think she was a top tier waifu for that season. I really liked her as a character too.
Agree. And let's see. Throughout the show, he's just basically adventuring and trying to learn how to be an assassin. Wow, that is audio that I didn't want. Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. So, yeah. So, what were your guys' expectations coming into this anime?
So it. Yeah, so essentially when I started before I started watching this anime, I hadn't seen anything. I think this was a listener's choice, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought, okay, well, this looks like it looks like a fantasy anime, or it looks like a video game fantasy, or it's an isekai. And then I found out it was an isekai, and I looked at the poster, and there was at least one other dude on the poster. So I'm like, okay, this seems like it's going to pass my test. And yeah, spoiler alert, it's not dog shit. It passes my Andrew's isekai misogyny test trademark. So that's how it's a good sign. And that was my expectation, is that it's not going to be dog shit because there is at least one dude on the main poster. Actually, there's several other dudes. So I was like, oh, this is not going to be terrible. It's not going to be great, maybe, but it's not going to be terrible.
I always go by the ratio metric. Like if you've got good lord, if you've got 3 times as many men as you do women in a show, or if you have 3 times as many women as men, it's usually not good.
Oh, Mitt. So the Andrew Isekai misogyny test is essentially an offshoot of a trademark. Is an offshoot of the Bechdel test. It's not an offshoot, but it's sort of like the Bechdel test, where the level is so minimal to pass. It's actually kind of funny how many of these isekais don't pass it. It doesn't even, there's no ratios involved. The moment there is one other dude on the poster, it's unlikely to be dog shit. It's still chances, but it's unlikely. Because if it's only other women, then you know what the show focused on.
What if it's one woman and 5 ogres?
And it's hentai.
Well, so the test is a little bit more specific. Obviously, the main character has to be a dude. Otherwise, and then that's why. If it does, then that technically passes the test, because there is 4 ogres are 4 dudes, so it technically passes the test, but usually it involves like a main male character and what he is surrounded by. If he's surrounded only by women, the show is going to focus on that.
I love how Andrew took that question so seriously when all right.
Well, why not?
Kudo
It's
Inu,
a very
anybody?
valid question.
I mean, the shot I have paused on the screen, it just looks like a shot from Kudo Inu. Detective.
And this specifically applies to isekais, just so you know.
Oh, I see.
It doesn't count. Video game fantasies don't technically count.
So it applies to about half of all anime that come out now.
Yes.
Detective, what did you sleuth out about this anime?
Well, I watched it as it aired, and I stuck with it the whole way through originally. I said, like, a couple podcasts ago that my ins for 2026 was more dark fantasy. And, last year gave us Cleavage Test, and it gave us this. This was really kind of the start this season of some better, darker fantasy. It had me on guard with the isekai, but when I watched the PV and I watched the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay, so this isn't just like some salary man living a happy-go-lucky life in a world. Like, people are dying left and right. There's people actively trying to kill our main character, and there's actual gravity to some of this. And I actually expected it to stick the landing after the first 2 episodes in the PV, and I gotta say, overall, I felt it did for the most part.
I didn't know anything about this show coming in. I mean, it was pretty obvious it was an isekai, though. I mean, because of the way the title was written, I pretty much knew. So I had no expectations. I like fantasy shows, and I don't mind isekai generally, even if their titles are terrible. So it was fine. I'm looking at anyway, let's just keep going through here. So, pretty solid stuff. Spoiler-free recommendation, though. We'll start with Andrew again. We'll get to the spoilers, but would you recommend this anime, and to who?
I'm like a why not? It's not great. It's not bad. It has some very interesting points. I think when it comes to shows like this, and what I think is a little bit more fascinating, I think is if you're going to be sort of a video game isekai, kind of like the isekais, what I term neo isekais. Isekais essentially post Sword Art Online, which have this more video game like formula versus what we would see like in the 90s and the early 2000s. So I coined this the neo isekai era in terms of anime. So when you're one of these like neo isekai video game isekai kind of shows, I prefer you go into, if you're gonna lean into the video game aspects, I feel like I would like more explanations of the mechanics of this world. We were told a lot, like people talk in this world like the mechanics exist, but nobody knows how the mechanics exist, so nobody talks about it. And what I find interesting in a lot of isekais, if I'm going to watch one, is the exploration of how their powers work to some extent. So there's none of that really in the show. It's sort of like it's a very Hobbit style kind of explanation, you know? And then Gandalf showed up, and then next chapter, and like he solved everything, next chapter kind of thing. It feels like a lot of that is sort of yada yada'd away. So, and I think it starts off being potentially more dark fantasy, but once it hits sort of the middle arc, it sort of becomes just more generic isekai fantasy, which is kind of unfortunate. Like there's some interesting parts, but it doesn't feel like it delves into them enough. So why not? If you're looking for just like a decent isekai show to watch, yeah, sure. If you're bored of isekais, obviously don't watch this. This isn't doing anything new with the formula. If anything, I think it's not doing anything new with the formula. But overall, like Mid said, Amelia, what?
Totally, 100%. And also Leah Lagoon, who's a cat girl, not terrible, but I'd rather have Amelia, honestly. For me, The anime is fine, but I don't think I'd recommend it. I think it just gets lost in an ocean of other shows that are too similar. For example, I think Reincarnated as a Sword, for example, would do just about everything this show did, but probably better. I think that if you want a show that is also like is an isekai with lots of fantasy and combat and and has some mature themes to it, I think Jobless Reincarnation is probably a lot better than this. So it's hard to recommend it really because I would just recommend something else first. That doesn't mean it's a bad show. I realized just now that Bonnie Pink did the ending theme, which I thought the opening and the ending were both quite good for this anime, actually.
Yeah, they were solid.
Bonnie Pink, I mean, I recognize that name because she did the opening to... She did one of the themes to Rurouni Kenshin, It's Gonna Rain, one of the ending themes, way back in like 95 or whatever. And she's still doing this crap. Like, it's crazy. Like, Bonnie Pink must be successful enough to keep doing this because she's now been doing anime songs. She hasn't done that many anime songs, only 4 of them. She did one for Gaunt's called Last Kiss. She did one for Guyver called Cotton Candy, and then this one, like Gravity. So over the course of 30 years, she's only done 4 themes for anime, but she's still making music. So credit to her. She's 52. Let me tell you, in Japan, when you're 52... they just don't like old people in Japan, which is pretty weird because like they are mostly old, but like you're way past old baba age at 52 by Japanese men standards. Like they are, if you're 30, you're a baba. So if you're, and most of the idols and artists can't keep up at that point because they're all obsessed with like 20-year-old, like AKB48 types. But like this, she's still making songs at 52. So credit to Bonnie Pink. So, I thought this anime was pretty good. I really appreciate the mature aspects of it. Like, Amelia is so crazy in love with Akira, and she has reasons to be in love with him, and she expresses it very openly. And they have a lot of really good moments throughout the show, and I really thought that was refreshing because a lot of shows won't give you that. So they weren't really afraid to go there in this anime, which is nice. But at the same time, this show doesn't have, in my opinion, much of a plot line. It doesn't have an overly large number of compelling characters. I'd say the only characters in this show I really gave a shit about were the main 3, which is Yoru, the cat, the cat familiar, the main character Akira, and Amelia, because everybody else in this show was either annoying or totally irrelevant to me. I hated Lattice Nail. Her dub actor is so obnoxious. I just want to punch her in her face. Who the hell's the dub actress for Lattice Nail? She was terrible. Where the fuck
it's interesting because I think that's her character is supposed to come off that way.
Well, I wanted to rip her vocal cords out. This chick, Brittany Karbowski. Sorry, like you might be good looking, but like
I guess we're not going to be able to interview this one in the future.
I still want to throat punch you. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't really care. So, yeah, Brittany Karbowski, you might be pretty, but your voice is for this character was really annoying. And I think maybe you're right. It's just the character because Brittany Karbowski has done like, I don't know, 10,000 anime roles. Look at this list. It's fucking insane. How many freaking credits are on here? 393 as supporting and 183 as main for a total of something like 570 roles. This is fucking crazy.
That's bonkers.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Like,
I mean, those are rookie numbers. Let's be honest.
What? Let's look at Wendy Lee. She's a little older, has done a lot of stuff too. Wendy Lee, main, 100. So she's already behind by 80. And supporting 320, so 420, nothing to sniff at, but falls short of Brittany Karbowski by 160 roles in, by the way, 25 less years. So, all right, giving Brittany Karbowski some credit, but this Alice Nail character made me want to jab nails into my ears because she's just so bubbly and annoying. Anyway, so all in all, though, I thought it was pretty good.
And I'll say this. Was there any more you wanted to say, Mitz?
Well, if there's a second season, I may watch it because this first season clearly isn't done. It's clearly not finished, And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the narrative opens up more because, yeah, they accomplished what they sought out to accomplish in the first season, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I really wanted more narrative because it's just that's what I enjoy most is a good story. I need more than just like, the pretty elf girl, basically. Although I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I was gonna say I would also recommend it for sure. I would say that one of the things that I appreciated about this show is, even though he was transported with his entire class, there wasn't some lingering romantic tension with a classmate that detracted from the story. And mostly his classmates, they were all an afterthought. They popped in to episodes every now and then, but they were mostly an afterthought. It was all about Akira's journey and learning his class and living his life. And I know that, you and I have no qualms. We watch, anime ranging from Goblin Slayer to the original, Berserk. We don't care. But there's a lot of people, younger anime viewers, that find certain elements of my beloved Mushoku Tensei to be problematic. So one of the things that viewers might find refreshing about this show is there really isn't any ecchi. There was plenty of opportunity to sexualize the other girls, but they never were really overly sexualized in the show at all. And there really wasn't much ecchi at all. It really just kind of leaned in to the fighting, the magic, the demon lord, all of that was really the focus. So if you're looking for some dark fantasy that's not overly sexualized, that still has good fighting and a decent story, I would absolutely recommend it. But I'm with you. My biggest issue with the show is I didn't even know it had ended because of the way that the last episode played out.
Yep.
I was checking Crunchyroll the next week for another episode. I was like, I guess that's the season. Interesting way to end it by not ending it at all.
By the way, I found someone who has more credits than Brittany Karbowski. Monica Rial, 800 credits. 800.
Good.
You've been in every fucking anime ever. But see, that's also a problem. Like, anime clearly needs more. I mean, listen, I'm going to say that if you're going to have the same voice in 800 anime, then you may as well just plug AI in there because they're all going to sound the same then, too. I don't know. Like, I feel like you need more variation, but anyway, it's another topic. But yeah,
it's a whole other main topic. Yeah. So the show itself is, how would I put it? Yeah, I feel like there is a end goal that they're going for. There's a lot of things that I think I described this in my. Yeah, in my show notes here, but I didn't say it. But it feels like the show is a mystery box style show, right? And how it explains things. So it doesn't explain the magic system. Like, the magic system is a very soft magic system. It has some. It seems like it has some rules, but it just seems like it can do whatever it wants whenever it wants. Secondly, there's like a whole mystery box element to the show with the main character. Why is his stats so crazy? And then there's some other things that happen to him that are not explained, that even characters with more information in the show are unsure of what's happening. And then he also has some crazy special abilities. But then again, like I said, it's sort of like they kind of, here's something that we'll think about, right? So, he gets a sword pretty early on that was made by one of the first heroes, and it's a katana, obviously. And then later on, there's a what is it? Later on, they meet. I guess it's somewhat of a spoiler, but they kind of meet another human who's been teleported here. Working for the demon side.
Yep.
And it seems like the demons are this really powerful force, but have just decided to be benevolent, like, non-invaders. They just want to be left alone. And it feels like the giant twist, and I guess we can go into spoilers if we want to talk about that, but I feel like saying all of this doesn't actually spoil anything in the show. in a long way, because like a lot of what because there's a beauty contest in like the middle episodes, which is pretty not even like
the worst
much
episode.
of one.
Yeah, the worst episode in
And
the whole show.
What they even want to do with it doesn't lead anywhere. I think part of the problem, like, it's nice that the main characters all have some focus, but they unfortunately put a lot of other, and I say they focus a lot on a lot of the supplementary characters, but they give them no depth except for, wow, we're weak. We need the main character to solve all of our problems, which gives them a very Gary Stu like a feeling. Like the main character just feels such like a Gary Stu. He basically, even though he fails a bunch, which is not that much to be honest, it feels like he can do it all, he's the only solution to their problem, which is kind of annoying a little bit. And it makes the conflict a little weird for me.
All right, you guys want to go to spoilers?
Yep, let's do it.
Spoilers are coming. Oh my god.
So my theory is the current Demon Lord is just another human that was teleported from the human world, right? Like, is that the main consensus we're getting here? Because that's just the feeling I get. Like, obviously there are demons, but it's clear. It feels like the Demon Lord is just like, watch it be like the main character's dad or some stupid shit like that.
I just didn't like. One thing that bothered me too was Sauron felt a lot like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, Akira spent about as much time with Sauron that Luke spent with Obi-Wan, which is like half a cup of coffee. And I just found it weird how attached to this guy he became. Like, at that last episode when he reads the little globe message and he's like bawling like a baby. And I'm like, you knew this dude for 2 days.
For
like,
one episode?
Where's this coming from?
It was longer than that. The show is very bad about expressing how time has passed. I think it's something equivalent more to like maybe a month, I feel like.
Okay.
But it's definitely longer than a couple of days because you have them training up their abilities and daily training sessions and stuff. So I feel like it was at least a month. Though, I want to say quickly, before I forget, I literally spent all the episodes up until he died thinking that there was some evil twist to this character because he was too pretty, his voice was too sultry, and I'm like, okay, what's the twist with this character? He has to be evil. Turns out he's just good, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's just a good,
He's either evil or he dies.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that so the whole plot of this first season is pretty much trying to avenge Sauron. I keep thinking of like Lord of the Rings when I say that name, which is annoying, but and then I guess the bad guy's name is Garm. So I had a problem at the end. I thought the last episode of this season was bad. It was very poor. I'm like building shit for my baby room while I watch it. And thank God it's dubbed. But like the character Graham Cluster, so I did watch this. I watched a few of these episodes in full audio only, but most of them I watched for real. But I'm not sure if Graham Cluster even made it into the show much until the very end of the season. But I certainly wanted, since he's talked about a lot, and the whole point of this first season seems to be introduce the characters and then go kill Graham Cluster because he killed Sauron. You don't really get any combat event, or it's very anticlimactic. Akira just kind of goes out into the night, sneaks past some guards, kills Graham, who you don't even barely see it, or maybe you don't even see it, and then
you don't see him raise the sword, and then he comes
back, and it's like, yep, I killed him, and I'm real shook up about it, and I'm like, all this waiting this whole season to kill this dude to get your vengeance, and you just they just skip it. I was like, and then it ends. I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Which is very weird because the show does not shy away from violence or killing of people. So it was certainly a choice to keep all of that off screen and just flash forward to his feelings about doing it. I didn't really understand that choice. But
They wanted to fake out that he may not have done it.
yeah, or is it supposed to leave it hanging in the air that he might still actually be alive? Like, who knows? I don't know.
Except for they resolved that like literally in 30 seconds afterwards, so it kind of defeats the point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if there's a season 2 coming out.
It's certainly open for one. They left it hanging for that.
They didn't announce it right away, which gives me like 50-50 vibes. So I feel like we'll probably get a second season later this year, but they might not have announced it in advance because I don't know if the show was super popular. So something like, was it the show we watched not too long ago? The Cleavatess, actually. Cleavatess got an announcement, I don't think immediately, but not too long after the show finished. It got a second season announcement. So if this one didn't get one right away, I'm going to assume it might get one, but maybe next year. It's not set for 2026. It would be my assumption. I think there maybe in 2027 we might get one, but I don't think the show did numbers where they're gonna announce it any time like early or not.
I mean, it seems like pretty much everything gets a sequel, but if you're going by the numbers here from that season, which was fall 2025, this show was the 4th most watched behind obvious ones like One Punch Man season 3, Spy Family season 3, and My Hero Academia final season. And after that, it was this one. But of course, I think that this particular season was pretty poor, like pretty weak season. But I don't know, 4th most popular of the season, but it doesn't say much because there wasn't much to watch. But
I mean, yeah. I mean, May I Please Hit You is number 5 on that list, which is I haven't watched it yet. I'm obviously waiting until we watch it for the podcast, but that goes to show how a villainous show, it being that high up on the list, is actually pretty wild. It's usually not that high up.
I hate those fucking shows. They're so terrible. God.
But that particular show is like a fake out. Like, it sets itself up as a villainous show, but it's really not. And you'll understand when you watch it.
But yeah,
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of interesting things that could be discussed, but I feel like the show is just trying to be very we're not going to tell you yet kind of about it, which is really annoying, and it doesn't give me enough to even want to know the answers. So whenever this guy is basically fatally wounded, magic powers that sound like he's in a video game basically come into play from his shadow magic and essentially heals him up to full health. And the demon cat Yoru is just like, what the fuck's happening? I'm just like, wait, you don't even know? Like, what do you mean? I thought you would know and just kind of keep it like a secret. That would have made me interested.
It's pretty obvious that season 2 will be all about the demons, and then they're gonna have to go kill the Demon King, and then they're gonna have to encounter Alice Nail, and she'll be annoying, but they'll have to fight her, and then that's what it's gonna be. It's predictable as fuck. Anyway, I'm ready to score it. We're out of time.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead. I think the show was fine. I like some of I like the main characters pretty well. I like it enough that I'd watch season 2 if we decide to pick it. I have no problem with that at all. I like isekai shows. I think their titles are stupid as fuck, but that's neither here nor there. This anime is okay. It's slop, but it's entertaining. So I was going to give it a 3.5, but then I got mad because of the way they handled the ending with Garm, so I'm going to knock it down to a 3. So it's going to get, I don't know what the fuck, 3 spells that Amelia created out of 5.
I think that's fair. I thought that it hit enough of the keynotes. Is it a perfect production? No. Does it leave a lot of open questions? Yes. But it's enough that I too would watch a season 2 if they do produce one. So I would give it 3.5 unanswered questions out of 5.
Yeah.
And that's where I'll give it a 3.5 comfortably.
So generous and nice.
That's me.
I essentially will echo what you guys said. I would probably watch season 2. I liked it. Wasn't bad in any way, shape, or form. I like that it wasn't a harem. I like that it did have some interesting plot points. But I feel like the middle kind of meanders, and it is just a setup season for what might be a more interesting second season. So I'm going to give it 3 sultry, beautiful Bishi men that basically everybody knows, but somehow is taken out by assassins in the night. That isn't our main character out of 5.
Nice.
Let's take a look at our schedule here. I want to see what's going on next week for the crew, for the audience. Next week, we've got, let's see, what is the date? They're going to be doing a review of Tatsuki Fujimoto 17-26, which was pretty fucking good from the first 3 episodes. So that's going to be a banger. So stay tuned for that next week on the podcast. So, all right. Any final comments?
I don't really have anything extra to add.
You know what? We never did touch peepees, and I'm very upset by
that. Bonus content.
That's right. We're doing bonus content right now where we'll do that. And we're going to be doing a Hobby Addicts where we're going to talk lots of video games. And we're also going to be doing an after party where I think we're going to talk about the Olympics. At least that's what I'll talk about. So we'll see you there. Again, if you want to get that, patreon.com or our website, help out the show, and we will help you out with extra content. Now, goodbye.
Bye.
Later.